Here we have it. The servo motor pulled apart due to what I believe is fitting a dodgy jack shaft. Now, on the dodgy jack shaft, it was all loose and everything, but it clearly had, like I said, play to one side. Now, the only thing I can find what looks wrong with this motor, because if you look internally, everything looks fine. Both sides internally is all mint. So I'm going to replace the whole sensor anyway, but if you look here, there's also one side of where the motor is and where the bearing contacts that seems to have been getting stick also. That could only possibly lead me to believe that that has the same effect of what the jack shaft has. So it would all add up to be, if you can imagine, that was in the same orientation, because the only thing I can find wrong with this is there's a little bit of play in the bearings, and look at the way in there. Now, before I done anything with this motor, I was running higher RPMs and higher speeds, and I put that jack shaft on and everything's just went wrong ever since. So I totally suggest to anybody, double think about going an EMX jack shaft, because you could end up with problems like me where you're actually stripping motors down to rebuild them. Yeah, it's pretty shit. So I'll come over to the jack shaft. So we'll go with the stock one first. That is a stock jack shaft. That is a stock Carglass sprocket. Right, now to fit that on there, yep, listen, you've actually got to press it in and there's no slop. When you come to the EMX setup, as you can see, there's still loads of filings in there where it was ground out, and a load of filings in there. It's like one finger and a big sloppy fanny just slots on, and it's loose as a fucking goose. When you put the bolts in, there's play. Then that one, there is not. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you've really got to get that off. But even this one, the stock one in here, is even a better fit. But I mean, it's still not like the stock, you know. But that one, it's just, you know, you would be lasting for hours if you were in the bedroom and that's what you're dealing with. Just a big sloppy mess. Now this side is the side that, so that big sloppy mess there isn't the side that was loose. This side is the side that runs the pulley. I did have a chain on there first, and now when I eventually took it off to find out what was going on, the jack shaft that sits in here was all loose. Now this was a known problem with these. It even said to people, don't run high power, or they might fail running high power. What I done to combat this was drilled out all of these, because they were unevenly done with only 2 grub screws in, so it was out of balance. I evenly done it all and evenly put tiny little grub screws in all of it to help it even more. So what I did essentially was fix that problem of it twisting off, like there's pictures of under that people blowing them up. I fixed that problem, but then because I fixed that problem, it has then transferred the movement from the jack shaft into my motor, and then now it's essentially caused me a motor failure basically, to where I'm gonna have to strip it down, replace the bearings and give it a going over, and I'll just do the whole sensor while I'm there. So yeah, it's been nothing but absolute trouble since day one getting it, when I got the message that they could possibly be absolutely useless. But I just didn't want to wait. I'd already put it on my bike, you know. I wanted to try it out and thought, I'll do this first. But yeah, I didn't get sent a new one. Didn't get nothing really. I asked for a new one a couple of times. And then I said, I'll try and make this work, but you best just send me one anyway. But yeah, nothing, man. Yeah, so it's pretty dangerous, is my opinion. If someone blew one up at 50 miles an hour, that's people's lives you're getting messing with there, you know. If I hadn't have done what I'd done and I was road riding at the speeds I was riding at, around about 100 k's an hour, I could be dead now, and there could be kids without a father, and a partner without a partner, family without a family member. Yeah, that's all because the maker of this decided to scrimp and scrape. It's pretty dismal in my opinion, and I suggest anybody who's got one seriously looks into checking it over regularly, even though they've gone to a new 7 series aluminium. I mean, it should never have been 6 series, it's just a joke. I'd still double check, because 3 pieces, even the way I'd screwed them in, I thought that might have fixed the problem. But yeah, I don't even know if 7 series will hold up to that, if they're not going to hold it up. And let's face it, if he's using the same machine, they don't run true anyway, so you're going to get drivetrain problems if it's anything like mine. Yeah, well, that's my rant over. I know it's a long one, but yeah, it's pretty distraught after building a bike for what? Had it apart for 3 or 4 months, getting a powder coat, doing everything perfectly, and then now it's sat there yet again in bits. Won't get touched for ages again now because I'm too busy to fucking sort that out properly.